definitely tightens up the low end and the muddiness in like the low end that you don't really need in the guitars, it sounds like. Without it, this Jason Richardson plug-in is really muddy, just kind of from the get-go. These are the stock settings. And there's a lot of like, I know I've got my sub on. It's a really good sounding plug-in, but just out of the gate, if you just want to go in and start writing and start mixing, right out of the gate, this plug-in has a real dark, muddy sound to it that's not, in my opinion, very usable in a mix. So you get something like this and tighten it up just a little, and it only gets better when you turn this knob up right here, it seems like. And we'll go through, I got left and right guitars for all that, and we'll go through, and that's those settings just out of the box. You know, bite almost all the way down, volume kind of somewhere in the middle, dirt all the way down because I'm getting all my distortion from the amp sim, and tight almost all the way up. Just kind of like go-to settings on any overdrive seems to, I mean, just instant gratification, it seems like. So let's run through and do some reamps, and then we can compare the actual performance and tone we used on the album versus what the Savage Drive can do for us in the future. If you hear it soloed versus with the Savage Drive, like this is with just regular, same settings and everything. The main thing I really noticed, just not even listening to it by itself, it kind of tames that fizziness, and that in turn gives the cymbals and the vocals a little bit more room to breathe, because that fizzy, like 8K, 10K frequency isn't really needed in the guitar in a mix situation. This pedal, within just 30 seconds of me plugging it up and kind of messing with it, I was able to get an extremely useful tone that added, you know, an extra, I would say an extra 5-10% of tightness and mix readiness to my tone, I guess, if that's a word. So yeah, this would be something cool for somebody in a studio situation. And I know a lot of people like to test these overdrive pedals in front of tube amps. I'm a tube amp guy myself. But this Jason Richardson ToneForge plug-in, it records almost exactly like my live Archon. I use both of them for our latest EP that we came out with this year, and they're very, very close. And the plugin was actually modeled off an Archon amp, and it takes pedals like a tube amp does. If I had something like this and I didn't have it on my board, I would definitely put it here in my studio and run it in front of my DI box and go straight into an amp sim and know that, you know, I don't have to go into this amp sim, turn this low knob all the way down, like I did on this. You know, this is the dry one without the Savage drive, you know, and you got to turn the low all the way down, and you got to kind of hit this low end reduction a little bit, because too much low end in your guitar will just absolutely ruin your mix. I would definitely say that the Savage drive would have a place in my studio. It took the reamp signal like a champ, and you know, it responds to a reamp signal just like it would if you plugged a guitar into it. So definitely a great product.